Hi students. This video is to help you answer the first question that goes with the Math Fever game. You know that Math Fever is like a Jeopardy type game in which the students can score points or lose points. When they score points, those would be positives, and when they lose points, they're negatives. So the first question tells us that each of the different teams has certain amount of points. Super Brains negative 300, Rocket Scientists 150, and Know It Alls negative 500. The question wants to know which team has the highest score, which team has the lowest score, and explain how you decided. Well, an explanation that comes in really handy for a question like this is to use a number line model. So I am going to draw on the screen a number line model. And since each of these scores is a multiple of 50, I am going to let the interval, which is the space between each tick on my number line, I'm going to let that be 50 points. So I'm going to put 0 on here. And I know you're probably used to seeing 0 right smack dab in the center, but it doesn't have to be, because you know that numbers go on forever and ever in both directions. So depending on what you've got more of, you might want to put 0 more towards the right or more towards the left. So I'm going to start with my tick marks going to the right. And I know that rocket scientists are a positive, and everything to the right of 0 is a positive. So I will count by 50 until I get to 150 for the rocket scientists. So we've got 50, 100, 150. So this would be a positive 150, and I will show that this is a plotted point, and I'll label this as rocket scientists to help me. So, well, my pen didn't work perfectly. I think we can figure that out. And now I've got both the Super Brains and Know It Alls that are in the negative. So I'm actually going to change the color of my pen for negative, and I will have those be in the red. So I'm going to count until I get to negative 300 and negative 500. Remember, when you're using a number line and you're going to the left of 0, you start off with the lower numbers first. So my first interval would be 50, then negative 100, negative 150, negative 200, negative 250, negative 300. And I will label this as Super Brains, SB. And then I'll keep going, negative 350, negative 400, negative 450, and negative 500. And while a number line does have equally spaced intervals, I did kind of run out of room and had to squeeze those together a little bit closer than they should be. Negative 500 was the Know It Alls, and I'll just call that K. So now, as far as the question goes, the team that would have the least score or the lowest score is the team that is the furthest away from 0 in the negative direction. So the team that has the lowest score in this instance is the Know It Alls. And the team that has the highest score, the highest number on the number line, would be the furthest to the right. So that would be our rocket scientists. So the highest score here is the rocket scientists. And I'm going to leave it the abbreviation just because my pen isn't working that great anyways. And the explanation would be that we showed that with a number line model. And we can see that going to the right of 0 is greater than anything that is smaller than 0. And we've got labeled here on our number line each of the individual teams.